Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the bride? My name is Bethany Clark, and it's my great pleasure to conduct today's wedding ceremony. The lady to my right is Elizabeth Jackson. Acting as registrar, she is here to ensure the legality of the marriage and to record all the details in the marriage register. Is your full name Nathan Edward Martin? And Laura Beth Stevens. This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages, and we are gathered here today to witness the marriage of Nathan and Laura, and on their behalf I welcome you all. Today's ceremony is a declaration of a lifelong commitment to each other in a relationship which promises love and friendship, loyalty and trust, tolerance and understanding. Each of you promise care and support for their partner through all the changes and challenges life may bring. If any person knows of any lawful impediment why they should not be joined in matrimony, it should now be declared. Before we do, I'm going to now invite David forward, who has a reading for us.
A special little girl was given us one day. We held her in our arms for us to lead her way. The love we had for you right from the very start has grown so much, and now completely fills our hearts. Our lives have had some laughter, have had their share of tears, and each has had a place within the passing years. We now stand in now, ready to be married. It's hard for us to realise the other little girl we carried. We are so happy for you with Nathan by your side. You've paid us back for all this time by filling us with pride. Go forward now and join as one. A new life has begun. We haven't lost a daughter, we've gained another son.
Before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of one man with one woman, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. I'm now going to ask each of you to declare that to the best of your knowledge and belief, there is no lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. Please stand. As you repeat after me the declarations required by law, which will bind you firmly and solemnly together as husband and wife in a true and legal marriage. I declare that I know of no legal reason that I, Nathan Edward Edward Martin,
that I, Nathan Edward Martin,
may not be joined in marriage
shall not be joined in marriage
to Laura Bessie.
to Rebecca Dean.
I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Laura Beth Stevens, may not be joined in marriage to Nathan Edward Martin. Take a seat. Before we continue with the ceremony, I'm now going to call Christine for you as a lead.
Congratulations to you both. And I know that both your dad and I are so happy to be giving you away to Nathan and gaining such a wonderful son-in-law. And I know that he'll love and he'll cherish you. And I'm sure I can say the same for Peter and Leslie, who are gaining a daughter-in-law. You both look so wonderful, so much in love, and that's what my verse is about. What is love? Sooner or later, we begin to understand that love is more than verses on a Valentine's and romance in the movies. We begin to know that love is here and now, real and true, the most important thing in our lives. For love is the creator of our favourite memories and the foundation of our fondest dreams. Love is a promise that is always kept, a fortune that can never be spent, a seed that can flourish in even the most unlikely of places, and this radiance that never fades. This mysterious and magical joy is the greatest treasure of all, one known only by those who love.
Now comes the part of the ceremony where Nathan and Laura will make their marriage vows to each other. As witnesses to this marriage, I'd like to ask you all please to stand. It is also time for the exchange of rings, which is an ancient and traditional way of sealing the vows and symbolises marriage. Phil has the rings. Would you step forward? I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage
as a symbol of our marriage
and a token of my love for you.
and a token of him.
You have a promise to make to me.
I promise to love you in good time and bad, with all I have to give and all I feel inside. In the only way I know how, completely and forever.
I've got hysterics now. Place the ring on with this ring. And repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a symbol of our
as a
marriage
symbol of the marriage
and a token of my love for you.
and a token of
My love for you.
both.
And you have a promise as well to make to me.
I promise to love you in good times and bad, and all I have to give, all that I feel inside. And the only way I know how, keep you forever.
By the giving and receiving of a ring, Nathan and Laura are symbolically stating that they have chosen each other as husband and wife. A ring having neither beginning nor end is a symbol of eternity, the most precious of metals, and the best gift of all. Turn towards each other. Just final declarations made to each other. In the first name. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Nathan Edward Martin,
to witness that I, Nathan Edward Martin,
do take thee, Laura Beth Stevens,
do take thee, Laura Beth Stevens,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Laura Beth Stevens, do take thee, Nathan Edward Martin, to be my lawful wedded husband. Nathan and Laura, as you start this new chapter in your lives together, we hope that the feelings of love you have for each other will deepen and grow even stronger throughout the years to come. Each of you having made these your declarations of marriage, and through them a solemn and binding commitment to each other in the presence of your family, friends and witnesses gathered here today, it gives me great pleasure to declare that you are now husband and wife. I'm sure we'd like to kiss the take a seat while we sign the register.
Has my ice makeup smudged?
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
I couldn't even leave the room. Tears, everything. Sit with Grandpa. Sit with Grandpa and Nanny. Look, there's a chair there. Sit with Grandpa and Nanny. Sit with Grandpa. Sit with Grandpa.
Photo, I guess.
Tried, but you're crying. Stop
Where's the
crying.
camera?
In my bag.
The string on that.
Sorry?
The string on that.
Just go sit with Nanny. Just go sit with Nanny. Should we go sit with Nanny? they? What, even the brothers? Isabel! Hi!
So we're gonna have to take over because she wants to get on my name.
What do I do? Just
Just
point
hold
it?
it, just hold it. We've got to do anything.
What am I recording? Isabel! Hello!
Is your daddy with you?
Do you think we can stop it now? Because there's not really much going on, is there?
He's spoiling my video footage.
Yeah.
Look at the witness.
Cuddles, maybe. Okay. Good grandpa. Good grandpa. Look. Smile.
Is that live recording this? I've only got backs people. Ceremony's over now, isn't it?
My present.
See him in a minute.
You smell the flowers.
So I'm sure we'd like to stand up, put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Martin.
Sal, I've zoomed in on you, Dad.
Skin or sausage? Just in the middle, yeah. One of these numbers now, I'm alright.
The drunk couple.
Chucking most of it off the floor. One more and that's it. Please. Do you know any more nuggets?
As I am, I'd actually like to just introduce one more very short speech before mine, and I'd like to ask for silence, please. Jaden would like to say a couple of words. Thank you.
Making what the ball should take that.
We'll do it later. Okay, we'll do it later. Okay, I've written a few lines, and before I start, I want to warn all fathers of the brides-to-be the shock what actually happens on the day. I prepared myself, I got my suit, I was here, I've been down the pub with the boys having a drink. I didn't think it was going to be a great day until I walked into the room and saw my little princess in her dress. And I apologise, we were late. We were both sobbing, and I just warned you, it's a wonderful, wonderful moment to see your daughter get married. The other 5 minutes was waiting for Laura to go for a wee. But I would like to welcome everybody here to St Bonnieton Hall to a very special day, Laura and Nathan's wedding. And I will speak. I've got one obligatory joke to get out of the way. There's 2 aerials on a roof, they fell in love, and they decided to get married. The wedding wasn't up to much, but the reception was fantastic. But on a serious note, today is very special. Laura Beth Stevens, Miss Laura Beth Stevens, has changed her name to Mrs. Laura Martin, and that's a big change in anybody's life. And it's inevitable it's going to happen, and it's happened today. I did a bit of research about the name Martin to find out what she was putting herself in for, and it comes from a Latin name, Martinus, which I'm sure you've looked into before, which stands for fertility and war. So I would recommend you concentrate on fertility because there's enough war in the world. The name Martin kind of sprung to mind, and the most famous Martin I know is Steve Martin. And one of the famous roles he did was father of the bride, a white-haired gentleman waiting for his daughter to get married, and I thought, well, it's very, very similar. But then I looked into the film more, and he was actually playing Mr. Banks. And the wedding planner called him Mr. Bonks, if you remember. And it's such a wonderful name to call the parent Mr. Bank. But the film reflects, he looks back on the daughter growing up. They end up playing basketball in the yard the day before. And so what I thought is just reflect and look back at Laura and growing up and being here today. She was born in 1981, a very special year. President Reagan became the 40th American president, who cares, and Princess Charles and Diana got married. There's another thing but I won't mention in 2 days. But a very special little girl was born on Ward 30 of Leicester City General, and weighing in at £8 12 ounces. And it's such a joy to be a father, and you never actually think that one day you'll speak being father of the bride. We went to the Lively Lady afterwards with all of the grandparents and so went into Baby's Head, and I wish they were here today to see her. Nana's fortunately with us, and even Nathan has got no grandparents, so we're only after all grandparents. There's been a few milestones along the way that I'd like to share. At the ripe old age of 4 months, Laura was made Baby of the Week. I took a certificate, and I'll let Laura now have it and treasure it. But she went on. The arrival of her 2 brothers, she guided them through a few years, and when John was born, I remember taking her to the Leicester City General to see John for the first time. She was excited, Dad had been looking after her. We were walking down the ward, and her pants fell down. And transpired that I'd put the wrong pants on, I'd put Chris pants on. So here they are. Do you remember, Laura? No, I got into her for that night, didn't I? She went to Germany on a school trip. All kids go to school trips. Only to get a phone call saying, Dad, I need to come home. They're trying to feed me rabbit. I've got to come home. And she went to the butcher's. She was around the shops and she came back and she said, Mom, Dad, what are loves? What do you mean? What are loves? And we went down there and eventually found out she'd seen 3 pounds of lamb, LBS. But it takes a lot of young children. They grow up and they amaze you. She enjoyed dancing with Miss Maxine and doing ballet and tap. I've got certificates here as well to pass on to her. I've been guarding them. But there was another occasion I remember. She was her first day at school. And she went to school with Chris. And she said, look, Mum, there's a car boot stand. Which transpired to be a funeral. The back door open with all the flowers. But I used to take Laura out on trips, unfortunately very often to hospital. Broken ankles, wrists and various things. In fact, I'd walk in and they'd say, good morning, Mr. Stevens, what is it this time? There was one particular day when she'd, I think it was her ankle, she was in a wheelchair. We went for an x-ray. About 4 hours later the doctor complained, there's nothing wrong, Laura, you're okay. And she jumped up and walked off and said, come on, Dad, let's go home. We go up to the Lake District, we're going to see our friend Julia, and it was a joy to take her out on a bike in the morning, if you remember. We'd ride down to Grangeover Sands with a flask of tea and some cold Marmite and toast and eat it, and it's a joy. Laura is really an all-round girl, and I really say that it's all the B's. She did the ballet, she did the brownies, she did the boys, and eventually she did the booze and the babies. She went on to do a degree at Bolton University, which made us very proud. She did a midwifery course. She took a slight extension in the middle to have Jaden, our lovely grandson. I think it's called a midwife crisis. But she made us very proud and she graduated in 2004. I remember popping into Scratchcroft campus, she didn't go far away from home, and she was laying on the bed about 5 in the evening, not looking very well. And I said, what on earth does that smell, Laura? And she said, what do you mean? I said, what is that smell? It smells like sick. And she said, oh, it must be the bin. I was sick last night. 3 times in her life, she's rang me and shouted, Dad. Number 1 is Dad. We're going to have a baby. We'll have Jada. What a wonderful result. Dad. She was upstairs on her computer. I've lost my dissertation. It was in her final year. She's done a 40-page dissertation. If anyone knows anything about 50 pages. A lot of pages. Unfortunately, instead of loading a file name, she'd saved the file name, but it was a blank page she'd saved on. She lost it. It took us 6 hours to retrieve it. We got it back, but she got a degree. What a wonderful result. And the other one was, I think it was Thursday. Dad! My dress is shrunk! And again, we went down and sorted it out, and what a wonderful result. It's nice for a father to have an opportunity in public to say how much he loves his children. And I just want to take that opportunity. I love children so much. And people should tell their children more. The week leading up to the wedding has been a difficult week for Laura. Not a lot of people know that she had a credit card stolen on Monday. Nathan was going to report it to the police, but the person who found it was spending less than Laura, so he left the car. We were in a restaurant in Melton, Valentine's Day it was, no, the day before Valentine's Day, and Laura and Nathan were in Paris, and there was a phone call on my mobile. And it's Nathan. Hello, Dave! Dead. He went. I said, well, what's all that about? In Paris. And it comes back on, it rings, and it's, hello, Dave. Actually, up now from town, I'd like to ask Laura's hand in marriage. Is that okay? And the answer was a most definite yes. The rest is history. I believe Nathan went on to try and ask Laura between the tears, but I'm never actually sure if he actually did. He did. The next obvious thing is we're getting married and everyone was happy and excited and rang around and they said, well, you're father of the bride and you'll give me away. Now for those of you who know me, you know that giving things away is something I struggle with. But the day eventually came and we got it. And here she is today, an elegant, independent lady looking stunning. And I wrote these words before, but I've got to say, Christ, I mean them. I can't explain that first sight of my daughter upstairs. I also want to welcome Nathan to our family. Everybody loves him. He's just a perfect partner for my daughter. And I can't say how happy we are to have Nathan and Leslie MP all join us together as a family. Really, really welcome. We can't also forget Jaden. He's looked so smart and grown up today and been almost quiet. And it's lovely to see that Nathan loves Jaden and Jaden loves Nathan. And I need to tell you how gratifying that is for grandfather. In the ceremony, we heard that Nathan is actually Nathan Edward Martin. Edward. This is the first time he went to bed with a tennis. Took him Nathan last night. We went out for a drink. And it was nice, it was very nice for us all to get together and we sat very somber in a corner. And Nathan had a quiet word with me. He was a little upset and he told me about his fear of flying. And I kind of consoled him, but after last night he knows where the black box is.
I'm also
We've ordered some papers for the morning in your room. There'll be no guardians, plenty of mirrors, no observers, one mail on Sunday, and as many times as you like. And Nathan, you need to remember that a man who sinks into a woman's arms soon has his arms in a woman's sink. I'll finish with one last story, which I hope is nothing to do with your marriage, but it's two people who just got married, and basically the husband laid down his rules, which is basically, I'll come home when I want, I'll go where I want, I'll eat what I want my dinner on the table, I'll go shooting, I'll go drinking, whenever I want. They're my rules, and you need to understand them. And his wife turned to him and said, that's fine, I understand your rules, but you need to know that I'll have sex at 7 o'clock whether you're here or not. From the bottom of my heart, I really want to say how happy this couple look today. It's been a joyous occasion for me, as the father of the bride, but quite clearly looking at them, they have a love which is very special and very dear to them. And I want you to join me and wish them the most happiest, healthiest, longest marriage ever. The bride and groom. It's my pleasure to pass on to the group.
It's all very nasty to us, so bear with me. What? Can everybody hear me? That's a bit loud. Can everybody hear me now? Right. I think the real test here is how I can keep going without crying. So bear with me, please. What's thank Dave for a start for his kind words. It means a lot. And for giving Laura away, obviously. And on behalf of myself and my new wife, I'd like to thank David and Julia, Mum and Dad, for more than generous contribution today, and obviously Chris for all her help and her contributions as well. A special thank you to my third best man, the page boy, Jaden. He looks brilliant. He looks brilliant. He's done us proud. And without all of you, today just wouldn't have been possible. So a big thank you to all of you, and to Sally and to the bridesmaids. And a big thank you to all of you for coming. Louise, thank you for being such a special friend to Laura. And without you, I don't think we can. Megan and Isabel, they've done us proud, they've worked up beautiful. I'm sure you'll all agree. I'll rehearse this, as you can tell. Basically, everyone who's helped, thank you very much. There's so many people who have helped and done so much. Thank you all. If I do leave you out, I'm very sorry. But thank you anyway. Thank you to Laura's mum for being so patient. For being so patient and helping Laura choose a dress. Thank you Sally for helping today. So we turn into a beautiful bride. I'm sure you'll all agree she looks stunning. And if I wasn't so nervous, I could stand here for hours and tell you about all the finer points, but I'm nervous. So. I think, as most of you are probably aware, I started on a new career path this year, and it's safe to say that it would have been a very, very short career had it not been for Laura. It has been quite tough. And it certainly wouldn't have been possible without Laura by my side. I also think that today is going to be a big thank you to Laura, because my contribution, to be fair, is not good. Let's just say that Laura sorted today out. And I just stood and agreed, basically. So thank you very much, baby. You've done us all proud. I'm sure you'll agree it's been a lovely day so far. Alright. And I also want to thank Laura for bringing Jaden into my life. I love him so much, and it fills me with pride to see him. So the last few sleepless nights and the tantrums, baby, didn't work out. It's been fantastic. So I'd like everyone here, especially my new wife, to know how lucky and proud I am to be standing here speaking to you as her husband. I'll try and finish it. So I'd like to thank Dave again for permission to marry Laura, and I'd like to reassure both David and Chris that I will look after her and love her to the best of my ability. I'd also like to express how lucky I feel to be joined such a warm and loving extended family. To my parents, thank you very much. I'm really proud. To our two best men, thank you very much. You've been a great help today, it's much appreciated. I would say thank you for last night. John, thank you for doing the stag do. Bill, thanks for being the witness and helping out. And before I pass on to you, I'd just like to